elaborating on a previous video that I done, which was why do we get fat, which was based on the premise of how over evolution, over time, 100,000 years ago, we haven't changed. From an evolutionary standpoint, our brains and bodies are still the same as it was 100,000 years ago. And that links me into what I want to discuss today really briefly, which is something that statistics say 80% of people have or will suffer from over their lifetime. That is back pain. And that again links back to evolution of us walking and moving upright, and how our bodies are now designed for us to walk between 10 and 15 miles a day, because that's the habitat that we lived in 100,000 years ago, 70,000 years ago. So walking between 10 and 15 miles a day, you're talking between 20 and 35,000 steps. The average person does between 3 and 4,000 steps a day. So you can see that that's a big difference. So that has a massive impact. And our body's developed, so our spine, if one from a better word, is a fantastic piece of engineering, and how it's designed, the curves, and obviously the discs to support the impact for moving for a long period of time for what we would have been doing, hunting, scavenging, all this type of things you would have been, all these different activities you would have been doing for the day, every single day. And now the majority of people obviously are not moving, they're not walking that much, which links to the lack of movement in the spine, which links to a lot of people sitting more. So obviously when we sat 70,000 years ago, 100,000 years ago, there was no chairs. So people would either sit in a squat position or they might sit on the floor with their legs crossed. Either way, that meant that your core was engaged. So your core was constantly engaged, and having your core engaged increases the core muscles around your spine to keep your spine strong. Here's the issue. Now because we're sitting down and our core is not engaged, when you don't use it, you lose it. So those muscles that help to support your core and help to support your spine are switched off, so they're not working. And over time, what happens is you get back pain. So you're in a position that's unnatural for how we have been developed. And this has an impact on your everyday life. So now there's things you can't do. Your back is sore all the time. Oh, you can't do this, you can't do that. My back is creaking, I can't. And this has a negative impact on your life. This is again the reason why moving and getting your steps in is really, really important. Again, our feet, from the feet up, obviously we have these beautiful cushion shoes now that we wear. Again, that takes the element off of how our feet is designed. Our feet is designed to be walking over different terrain. So the muscles in the feet are not going to be as strong as they were. So this all has an impact on how our feet, ankles, knees, hips will have to correct, and then up into the spine. Again, how do we correct this? What can we do? Walking, just getting out and moving and walking. As I say a lot of the time, if you're like, I don't really go to the gym, I don't feel comfortable going to the gym, that's fine, you don't have to do that. But you can definitely get out and walk. You know, it's something that's, for the majority of people, it's a safe thing to do. If you're like, oh, I can't really run yet, you don't have to run yet. You can start off walking, get your feet strong, get yourself fitter, get your joints strong. And then when you've, after a period of time, when you've created a habit, your bones, ligaments, tendons will get stronger, and you can add maybe little runs in between. But it's really, really important to start that element now, so you can bear your fruit in years to come. So your back isn't sore, so you can get up and off, so you can get up and down off the sofa, you can get up and down the stairs. You can just enjoy your life. If you're going to go on holidays, you're going to walk around. There's a big difference, a massive, massive difference. So get out, start today. Start walking. You don't have to go far. Do 10 minutes a day. So do for the next couple of days, do 10 minutes. Next week, bring it up to 15. The week after that, bring it up to 20. And you get fitter and you get stronger and you feel so much better. Let's get walking.